Welcome back to Thought for the Week. And today's passage is from the first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 7, verses 25 to 31. This week, we've discovered who our new Prime Minister is, and also, on a more local level, the interviews have taken place for the new Dean of Llandaff. New leaders affect our futures to some extent. Now, futures are always unknown. Perhaps at the moment they seem particularly uncertain. Because meanwhile, on the world stage, Ukraine is pushing to make gains against Russia before the winter. Pakistan is suffering monsoon floods of, as they say, biblical proportions. Wildfires and freak hailstorms have been wreaking havoc across Europe, and America and countries in the Horn of Africa are facing famine. It hasn't exactly been dull recently. It seems to me that people are more wont than ever to say, the world is going mad. Or perhaps it's me that's more wont than ever to say that. Maybe this was the kind of mood in which Paul said, look, it's not the time to be making long-term plans, marriage and family and all that. We're living on the edge, and the whole shebang could go up in apocalyptic flames any moment. There's not much time left. Focus on the real, eternal priorities now. It's a rough paraphrase of his words in 1 Corinthians, his strange advice in that passage. Paul really thought the Lord Jesus could come back any day, and normal everyday life would be suspended while the Last Judgment took place. There was a lot of apocalyptic talk in his day, and many people thought the end of the world was approaching, not just Christians. Many have thought this ever since, even sometimes working out mathematically complex calculations about dates and times based dubiously on ancient incomprehensible texts. Attempts like that fly in the face of the warning which is said to come from Christ himself. It is not for you to know the times and the seasons. The day of the Lord would come, he said, like a thief in the night, unexpectedly. So I'm not working up to predicting an apocalyptic event. Perhaps the most relevant comment on the state of the world as we observe it now might be, 'twas ever thus. Because have we ever not been in a mess in the world? Even though global warming might have been increasing natural disasters, have there not always been great humanitarian disasters going on, wars, and terribly cruel treatment of each other? Lest that should depress you, let's look at the other side of the coin. We also see great human resilience, creativity and compassion, the survival of hope and love. And that's where our faith comes in, shining and finding the light in the darkness. That's what Jesus came to bring. That's what we're called to help grow, to build, to propagate. Light in the darkness, and it's here and now, not waiting for some terrific event in the future. The kingdom of heaven was always about here and now for Jesus. I pray for our newly appointed Dean, for the grace to lead this cathedral to be a beacon of light, and for each member of its community to shine as a light in the world. And I pray for our new Prime Minister to set aside personal and party political ambition and to serve the people of Britain with genuine concern for the welfare of all. And I pray for you and me, for the choices that we make every day. Whenever that judgment may take place, whenever and whatever form that may take, I'm pretty sure the question will not be, what times did you live in? But rather, how did you live, whatever the times were that you lived in? What did you do with the times that you were given?